Let all of you be nourished by the truth. I have something different. Like, I don't want to talk and babble. I want people to take action to rearrange the society, to reorder it such that it is ordered in the proper way. She's lost, dysfunctional, unwell. She crazy. She is not desired at all. Did you say at all? She's not desired at all. This is true Is psychopathy a word? Let me check it out. This is so fucking crazy. I got to find a word for this whole psychopathy. I think that is one of the theses of the Passport Bros. It's not about being rejected. It's about the fact that the Western woman is not well behaved. And then number two, that there are better options abroad. No, you're not going to get any smoochy or a big bag of coochie, so you might as well stop wasting your life. Back shot, back shot, back shot, back shot. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Back shot, back shot, back shot. You want that mild salsa or you want the picante? Back shot, back shot, back shot, back shot. It's dangerous out here in 2023. You dig? It's dangerous. Be careful. Stay in the house. Hopefully more are able to get access to this ism, because intelligent men and women, when they hear it for the first time, they say, that makes sense. That's what I've been looking for. I say that to remind you all as men is that you have to support that which you believe in, that which has meaning to you. We will take a look at a compilation of women showing how jealous they are of the ladies that you guys are meeting in your travels abroad. The average Black American woman in this society is an extremely dysfunctional individual. That dysfunction manifests itself in behaviors you might call masculine. Now let's look at this nutty broad right here. I'm saying these things because I want you all to be greater. I want those who listen to me to be enhanced by it. And there are a lot of things, frankly, that your father and your mother didn't tell you that they clearly should have. It's the big homie, the one and only, Fax Kellerman, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, the influencer to influencers.
This ball, bro, we just watched an intro, man. Just get to it. Just get to it. Lord Jesus.
Today, I was inspired. I always take my videos from true inspiration. I never just come on here and start talking just because or on a schedule. Posted a video recently on Instagram. Lovely Vietnamese young lady I know. I interviewed her. Often when you see my interviews, it's not random individuals, it's persons that I know from real life. The good life, you might call it. So we had an interview, and I asked her some questions that I thought you all might be interested to hear the answers to, as I know many of you would consider yourselves passport bros. Would I consider myself a passport bro? Hell nah, I'm getting them all over the world, including in these United States of America, you dig? I'm the big homie. But I wanted to ask some questions because, the passport bros, they do have some logic to the idea that outside of the West, there may be more feminine women. There is some logic there. But also they're setting themselves up for failure, heartbreak, and to be fleeced of a lot of money. So there's a balance that must be achieved, but the thing that I find consistently perplexing is why women are getting into the business and the affairs of men, but there's a particular type of woman who seems to be overly concerned with what men are doing. We're going to get into it. Oh, there's a lot of layers here, folks. And I always remind you all that if you are a man, you gotta have some skills to get paid. You have to have some skills to be valuable. Because not even me, none of us look that damn good where we can just sit and be pretty. Apparently, life doesn't work like that. So I highly encourage you all to get some skills. And if you don't have any, learning how to do product-based business would be very wise of you. And I believe it's at theassassin.com. There's the link for your first piece of education, which is how to create a product-based business for $500 or less. And it's a true story. It's something I've done many times. It's something I've helped many of you do. As you know, I've sent out in excess of $100,000 to folks just like you. Shout out. And here it is. This is the link for the Conference 2 footage where you can basically figure out how to identify and create a product starting from scratch, starting from zero. You can put that product out on the market for less than $500 out the door. For much of your success in life will come from doing things differently, from trying new things. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm open to new experiences and new ways of doing things, better ways. That's why we have Assassin HQ finally coming into fruition. That's why we have camera switching. I'm actually about to go back to the videography store right now, spend another couple $1,000 to bring this to the apex of production quality. And also, we're going to be the first ones with a proper live studio audience. You dig? But I appreciate being around good people. And one of the core components of being a good person is being reasonably intelligent. For if you lack intelligence, you cannot understand the world around you. You can't really differentiate well between that which is good and that which is evil. Shout out to Colby. He writes, I clicked the link in your bio, but I'm not sure if this is the course for creating an online product-based business. So there are a number of different pieces of education you can get. The one that I was talking about, which is low cost for people who want to create products, particularly tangible products, you know, things that you can hold in your hand, simple things. That one I'm going to drop in the chat. I also have a course that is ongoing right now. It's a live practicum. It is very, very high quality, and that one is specifically focused on software if you want to create a mobile application, because as many of you know, my background is in inventing technology, building technology businesses, scaling them around the world, making a bunch of money doing that. And that's why you got YouTubers who have a lot more subscribers, but they ain't got the same balance. You hear me? They ain't got the same balance in the bank. They don't have the same cars. They don't have the same real estate holdings. Life is different. You hear me? Let me find that piece of education for you, Saint. Shout out to Colby, man of his word, wise man. He's investing in himself. He got conference 2 footage, which teaches about entrepreneurship, product development, marketing, sales. That's almost the whole cycle. Customer service is that last piece. As I often remind you, if you believe in something or you think something is good, a force for good, you have to support it, lest it will cease to exist. I was looking at real estate yesterday, as I'm already asking myself, you know, where will Sasson HQ spread to? Where will it expand to? We'll need a bigger building. We'll need high ceilings. We'll need a campus. And so I was looking at real estate because I'm a planner, and I noticed there's a church nearby that recently, I guess, was dissolved, and so it's now for sale. I was thinking that's a pity that, you know, apparently the members didn't support it enough such that it could live and thrive. Or maybe the message wasn't any good, who knows? But I say that to remind you all as men is that you have to support that which you believe in, that which has meaning to you, whether it's your local church or what have you, your local football team for the youngsters, what have you. Shout out to Ramsey, he writes, peace to the saints. I was selected to be on a panel in my financial institution discussing success in work teams and how to be effective on a day-to-day basis. Congratulations, man. We all congratulate Ramsey. He's also the executive in Canada. He's contributed much to the SAS, and he is an asset, and he is achieving. So let us, you know, rain praise upon him. He writes, much of the ism was flowing through me when I mixed it in accordingly. Feedback that I received demonstrated I was clearly different and maintained the attention of the audience. That's a beautiful thing. I hope others here recognize how real this game is. Only a minority will. And hopefully more are able to get access to this ism, because intelligent men and women, when they hear it for the first time, they say, that makes sense. That's what I've been looking for. And I listen to these other YouTubers. They can scarcely put together a complete sentence. They can't speak for 30 seconds without saying, I don't know how anyone listens. You guys have extraordinary patience. Carrying on. And for any of us to be a great man, we must be keen observers. What I'm going to do for you all is 2 things. Number 1, I want to look at briefly that reel that I uploaded on Instagram that's garnered a lot of attention from lonely mothers and black women who are unattractive, impoverished, and lead lives of little meaning, so they have an infinite amount of time to debate you and I on Instagram comments. We're going to take a look at the video. We're going to take a look at the comments. We might even take a look at a few of these harlots' profiles. And then we will take a look at this video. It's a compilation of women showing how jealous they are of the ladies that you guys are meeting in your travels abroad. Now, let me go ahead and play this video for you. I'm going to click play and let all of you be nourished by the truth.
So you're 23, and you said about 60% of women your age in Vietnam speak good English.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think most of those women would date a foreign guy?
And like women with open-minded, and they would. But conservative women would just like, we're born as Vietnamese, so we marry Vietnamese.
They're going to stick to their own group.
Yeah, we do not want to mix our genes.
Damn, it's about mixing the genes.
Yeah. And also the family and society, their opinions on the woman who dating or married like to a foreigner guys. Either they want to get a passport or they need money, or they cannot get a Vietnamese to like them. So
So either a woman who marries a foreigner, either she wants money, she wants to get a visa,
yeah, visa.
or she was not good enough for a Vietnamese
Yes,
guy.
yes.
So you're 23, and you said about 60% of women your age in Vietnam speak.
Okay, there you go. So that is the video clip. You know, it's nice, short, and sweet. And we're going to unpack a little bit of what is expressed in that clip. We're going to take a look at the commentary from the hateful harlots in the chat. And then we'll juxtapose that to, or rather line that up with real lived experience. You heard me? A lot of people speculating on things that they know not.
But you have to know that there are levels to things. You have some men who can't get a woman. We call them incels. You have other men who are able to get a woman. They're not able to sleep with a woman. You have men who can sleep with a woman. Then you have men who can get a woman to give them all their money. Then you have men who can get a woman to serve them. That is a level. My goodness, that's a level.
So let me go ahead and maximize this. So here we go. And again, I am not a passport bro. I've done fantastically well with women my entire life, and I've gotten the accolades to prove it. You dig? And I'm very thankful for that. And I think that's why radically different than most of the persons, or rather the guys in the manosphere, of which I'm not a part of. I don't have much negative to say about women in general. I appreciate women. They've been very kind to me, and they've been a great help to me in my success. The text here that I have is woman in Asia says this about passport bros. The important part of me noting that it's a woman in Asia, it's not an Asian woman, it's a woman in Asia, which is to say she is a national of an Asian country. So this is one of the women that you would be encountering if you were a passport bro. She's young and in her prime, age 23, speaks good English, lives in a major city. So this is one of the women that you would encounter. This very short video got a disproportionate number of comments because I think it kind of got under some people's skin. They didn't like to hear certain things. And mind you, if you're a man, there's no need to take out time to insult strangers, especially not random females who have not said or done anything bad to you. This is definitely not what I teach. This is antithetical to the thinking of a saint. You dig? This is pettiness. Imagine a man attacking a woman out of nowhere, attacking that which is weak. It's really senseless bullying. This guy writes, she 23 looking 45 and talking about mixing genes. Like come on, brethren. And more importantly, we can't get mad at the truth. That is not a manly thing. If she says, the Vietnamese don't want to mix Vietnamese genes with other races, she's entitled to that. If they think their genes are superior, they're entitled to that. Now, I get it. I don't agree, but she's entitled to that, and I wouldn't try to debate her out of her position. As a man, you should be rational enough to just accept reality. You see, accept reality. Carrying on. Then you got this guy writing, that was English. And it's all love. I give these corrections with love such that your path on earth will be easier. So, for example, this guy writes, that was English. Well, clearly it was English. And I'm guessing that this person probably doesn't speak more than one language, right? So you have a person who speaks one language insulting someone who speaks multiple languages, who's brave enough to take an interview in a language that is not their mother tongue. I often encourage men to think before you speak. And you might wonder, well, why am I saying these things? Well, I'm saying these things because I want you all to be greater. I want those who listen to me to be enhanced by it. And there are a lot of things, frankly, that your father and your mother didn't tell you that they clearly should have. Here's a black female right here. She writes, quote, wow, so they respect their bloodline more than the men coming to see them. LMAO classic. Now, is she writing this out of sincerity? No. She's just happy to have her narrative fulfilled. You see, the average black female, black American woman in this society is an extremely dysfunctional individual. That dysfunction manifests itself in behaviors you might call masculine. But as I often remind, a woman cannot be masculine. A woman can be dysfunctional. Masculine is that which the male performs when he's exhibiting traits that are chiefly male. When a female is exhibiting traits that are chiefly male, she's not masculine. She's just showing that she's lost, dysfunctional, unwell. She crazy. So That is one of the common states we will observe the Black American female in, or you might call them foundational Black Americans. Very masculine. They like to call themselves an independent woman. Their theme song is that song by Beyonce, you know, the woman with the blonde wig, that hair-hatted hooligan. All my single ladies, all my single ladies. Wow. Since when did that become a merit? In most languages, they have a word for this. It's called a spinster. Yes, when you're a female, you reach a certain age and you're still single, you are of low value. You're called leftovers. We know you've been ran through like that ribbon at the end of a track meet. Nobody wants you. You see, for the male, we have the term player, which is generally revered. You might consider James Bond a player. You might consider Marquett Devant a super player. You consider, what is the analog on the female side? We call that a hoe, a slut. That's what we call that. You know, they're a slut, and we would be a slut maker. You dig? There's no negative word for a man who gets around because it's damn near a badge of honor. Not that I'm recommending it. It's dangerous out here in 2023. You dig? It's dangerous. Be careful. Stay in the house. And at the end of the day, I go to youtube.com and no one talks it like I talk it. You dig it? I'm the best. Humbly. I mean, just telling the truth out here. I mean, the facts are the facts, aren't they? Carrying on. And know this, if you are a great man, you will be found irresistible by most women, which is to say that you meet a woman, you become friends, her being around you and you regularly displaying merit and success and moving up in life. If she's single, she should probably want to be with you unless she finds something about you to be objectionable. You don't meet her height requirements. Usually that's the only one that takes you out of the game is the height requirement, or you're morbidly obese. None of my followers should be morbidly obese. You don't need to be the best looking guy. You guys walk around the planet Earth all the time. You see guys who are not very good looking. You even see fat guys with gorgeous women. Yeah. So if you actually have merit and a woman is single, there's no way she's going to be around you consistently and not fall to your charms. In fact, there are women that I know who are in relationships. I try to keep them at a distance, especially if they're in a relationship with someone that I respect, because I know eventually they're going to fall to the charm. Why wouldn't they? And it's not proper that we should be in each other's midst. I don't want to succumb to their seduction. I don't want them to fall to my charms. But yeah, I mean, if someone is an asset, put them to work. Now, let's take a look at these comments so that we can learn. And mind you, the funny thing about the females, very rarely are they direct and straightforward. Very rarely, almost never. They rarely say what is true of how they feel. They rarely define a clear goal. They're crooked in nature, often being indirect. We call this manipulation. That's what we call that. So this female writes, wow. Do we think she really was feeling wow? Or she was feeling like, yes, let me put someone down. These men don't want me, so let me put them down. She writes, wow, so they respect their bloodline more than the men coming to see them. Laugh my ASS off. Classic. Now, number one, you should always ask what an individual person's motive is. What's their motive? And also, what is their self-interest? She very easily could have seen this video and swiped past it and carried on. This video is clearly being pumped out to a lot of black females because they are taking exception with this, such that they need to make a comment. That lets you know you struck a chord with someone. They got to open up their big mouth on something that is unrelated. How does this relate to you, dear? This is a Vietnamese woman. Are you Vietnamese? We're having a conversation about men's dating preferences. Are you a man? You are none of the above. The only self-interest that you have is to find a sly way to degrade these men who would seek women other than you, women outside of your demographic, so that you can capture some of them for yourself. And why is it that the black American woman needs to capture more men for herself? We're not talking about all black American women. We're talking about the average one who is a ratchet, unruly, hair-hatted hooligan with no self-respect. The reason she has to do that, and all the data indicates this, okay, Cupid is published on this. There are white papers on this. The least desired person on online dating, not that online dating is good or that I recommend it, because I do not, but the least desired demographic is the black American woman. Why? Because men don't want to date men if they're heterosexual, you dig? And their best effort is to act masculine. I'm independent. I don't need no man, which is a lie. They all want a man and they need a man. Not only do they need him, they want a man. but they're having trouble in the dating market. And when I say they're the least desired, that means that generally other demographics, Asians, whites, etc., they don't go for the black woman. And here's the funny thing, the black man increasingly less goes for the black woman. I don't say this to deride black women because I have a great appreciation for black women. Of course, of which there are very few. When I say black woman, I'm talking about a woman who is proud to be who she really is. When I say black woman, I'm talking about a woman who doesn't bleach her skin. When I say black woman, I'm talking about a woman who does not straighten her hair because black people don't have straight hair. When I say a black woman, I'm talking about a black woman who doesn't put in blue color contacts because black people don't have blue eyes. I'm talking about a black woman who is proud of that which she actually is, not a bad imitation of a white woman. You dig? I like everything organic, al natural, the real deal. If I want a white woman, I'll go get a white woman. Matter of fact, I'll get a couple, God damn it. But what I will not do is take a bad substitute. And that is precisely what most black women in America are. Look at Beyonce with a blonde wig. Who are you fooling? You're not fooling me. You think you're going to bamboozle, hoodwink? All of us know, sirree, Bob. We see straight through you. Now, all women around the world are fake at a level, but black women really make an Olympic sport of it, don't they? It's ridiculous. So I say that to say this black woman, knowing that she is not desired at all. Did you say at all? She's not desired at all. She's doing her best to degrade other women, and to degrade the men who go outside of her as an option such that they would come back. But here's the sad reality. Because she lacks femininity, she does not know how to use the female's natural tools to bring the man back, like love, service, kindness, No, she just knows how to complain and degrade and manipulate and throw shade. All of those negative things, which is the reason that they left in the first place. Come on now. Yes, indeed. I just want to go through a couple more of these comical comments. It's just a true comedy. Let me make sure this is enlarged such that you guys can see this with me. Girl was big mad. There's a couple women on here that are just extraordinarily bitter. I want you guys to be able to see them. So here's another one of them. Let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Let me see if the computer might collaborate and let me enlarge this for you, gentlemen. Here we go. Now let's look at this nutty broad right here. She writes, we didn't need to hear that from her mouth because that's the same reason they call themselves passport bros, because they've been rejected. Now, first off, linguistically, that doesn't even make sense. There's illogic here. She writes, that's why they call themselves passport bros, because they've been rejected. Linguistically, that doesn't make sense, but it's fine. We don't expect these people to make sense. Shout out to her for actually having her photo up. So let's go ahead and take a look at who she is. I tried to open that in a new tab. That was literally a technical malfunction on the computer part. Because I certainly clicked the right buttons. Okay, so here she is. She's taking a selfie in a bathroom. You might not be able to see it, but I can see that that is the bottom of a bathroom stall. So she's clearly not a classy individual. She probably lives in a house that looks like it's in a ghetto in South Africa, in Soweto, because she, instead of taking a photo at home, she's doing it in a public bathroom. And she is holding the camera up with two arms. No one else is there to take a photo for her. She might not have any friends. She's clearly not accomplished anything, because usually, someone who's accomplished something, someone might take a photo of you, like at your graduation, you accepting an award, you doing something meaningful, you traveling somewhere, someone else would take a photo of you. She doesn't have that. She has a grand total of 0 posts. So these are these psychopath weirdo creepers on the internet who are trying to hide, but they have a big mouth. Their mouth is big. They want to talk on everything, but they also want to do it from the shadows. This is one of those sick persons who's also following me. Maybe I should stop being so disrespectful. Goodness. I take back everything I said. She must be a good person. She must be a good person. I want to make peace. But anyways, I am extremely suspicious. She has 11 followers on this account. I mean, we all know at least, we know more people than that, right? Come on now. So, yeah, I encourage all of you, just be yourself, right? Whose name is Zanibal? This might even be a dude behind this profile. But anyways, let's go back and take a look. See, if we could stop with the weirdo stuff, people hiding behind fake profiles, fake names. Okay, so she stepped out and made this comment, and it's a popular comment. That's 21 likes. Gentleman replies, rejected by who? How, Sway? And I think that is one of the theses of the passport bros. It's not about being rejected. It's about the fact that the Western woman is not well behaved. And then number two, that there are better options abroad. There's truth to both of those things. The Western woman is quite unruly. And when we say West, we're not just talking about America. This is inclusive of Europe and Australia, Canada. But also, I'd like to throw in India. I can even throw in different parts of the world as well, because Western poison, the cultural poison in the West, has spread through social media. You'll hear women saying idiotic things around the entire planet Earth. They're easily influenced by TikTok. Secondly, the idea is that there are better quality women from a physical standpoint outside of the United States. Now, if you're talking about outside of Latin America, this is largely true, because women in America and Latin America, they eat too damn much. They eat too much. Good Lord. My, oh my, these white chicks in America are fat. These black chicks are extraordinarily fat and have no shame about it. They even call themselves thick. I'm like, are you describing your stomach exclusively? Latin America, you have a lot of fatties as well. I remember I was in Brazil and I was just appalled. I'm appalled. These fat girls wearing these goddamn thong bikinis. Have you no decency? You know, even the grandmas and the young girls were wearing it. I was like, God, this is a culture. This culture is filthy. Then you got, of course, the surgeried out Latinas, the ones who use surgery to solve every problem, even the common cold. In Colombia and Venezuela, and La República Dominicana, they use surgery. Surgery's like brushing your teeth there. So who knows what the hell they really look like? Shout out to the people who say the women in Miami are gorgeous. I mean, are they? I mean, after 10 fucking surgeries, we can all look A-okay, right? Come on now. But anyways, yes, it's correct. Women are generally more attractive outside the United States of America just because they don't eat so damn much. I don't even care which country you pick, as long as you're not picking Hungary as long as you're not picking Hungary and a couple other countries, but I'm not trying to disrespect people right now. I'm not that lit. But, her insult is that these passport bros have been rejected. Well, I think there's some truth to that. And, it's not necessarily that they've been rejected because they're that low quality. Some of them are. But I think that they've been rejected because the expectations of the average American female is unrealistic. And that's why I'm overeating. You dig? That's why some of these boys is out here starving and I'm overeating. You hear me? Yeah, and I appreciate it. I'm benefiting out here, man. If it's 100 women, they're only you line up 100 women, you line up 100 guys. 100 of these guys will go for 100 of these women. You can match things up. 100 of these guys will go for 100 of these women. But if you line up 100 women, they're only going for 20 of these guys, 20% of these guys. And so some of us get to overeat, you dig? And I got a king's appetite, so I ain't tripping. I appreciate the setup. But some of these guys are saying, hey, these broads in America are completely Looney Tune. How's this broad fat with stretch marks? And I don't mind stretch marks if the wagon is swinging, if it's all jelly, you dig? But she's fat. She has a whole kid. She doesn't make a good income, but she has an expectation that a guy is wealthy, tall, handsome, nice car, and has clout on social media, and she has none of the above. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they are being rejected, but they're not being rejected based on their merit. They're being rejected based on them not being some version of Kanye West or Drake or Bad Bunny. That's what they're being rejected on. So understandably, they would like to go to a market where who they are can be appreciated. You dig? Yeah, these women have inflated hopes. Huh? And I'm benefiting. You dig? I'm eating out here. I've been eating my whole life. I'm fat out here. Anyways, he writes, perception really is an MF because every passport bro I've met could get an American woman, but they were just tired of the entitled BS. I'm not signing off on that, my boy. I've seen a good number of passport bros that are completely unattractive, and they're going to Colombia or wherever they end up, Brazil, wherever they go, or Thailand or the Philippines, and they go there specifically to get a woman that is way more attractive than a woman they could get in their home country. So I think both of you are not accurate. Oh, here she is responding to people, right? She writes, you keep yelling yourself that to boost your ego. And this is when you know you're dealing with a sick woman. Number one, this topic, frankly, doesn't really have anything to do with her, but here she is, in the trenches. She got time. And a real man doesn't quite have time to do this unless you can make $1 out of it. So going back and forth with broads like this is not a good use of your time because there's no victory. You know, what do you get if you win? Do you get paid? What do you get if you outsmart her? Does she give you some vagina? Like, ooh, you outsmarted me. That turned me on. Here's some coochie. No, you're not going to get any smoochy or a big bag of coochie, so you might as well stop wasting your life. Here's another black one that's arguing. Let me just make sure this one ain't also following me before I go off. And why the hell do I keep right-clicking open a new tab and it's not opening in a new tab? It's damn annoying. Okay, so this bitch isn't following me, so fuck her. We about to go in. So you got this dumb broad. Where's her profile photo at? Did this bitch just put a black image for her profile photo? She got the box braids. Okay. Uh-oh. Is this her right here? Shaped like a goddamn trash can? That's not a good look. We don't even know whose profile this is. She got a picture of everything. Okay. These are the kind of people we're dealing with here. See, this kills me. You know, the internet, I hate people who have a big mouth on the internet. You see them in person, they're quiet as a church mouse. Why? Because they have low self-esteem. These people all have low self-esteem. They love the internet because it's revenge of the nerds. It allows them to strike at persons who are stronger than they are. Huh? Yes. Now let's get back to it. This chick writes, of course, the black passport bros. First off, why is she inserting race into this? You know, I don't think there's just from my observations, it seems like the black female is the most racist person on earth. It's like, God damn, everything is about race. It's like either they're attacking the white man, saying that the white man is, you know, against everybody. The white man's evil and he's against everybody. Then they turn around and attack the black man. Like, God damn, they hate everybody and everything. These fat rascals are just unhappy. This devil writes, of course, the black passport bros. Wow. Just trying to throw black men under the bus unnecessarily. Not surprised because they had shown great dislike and anti-blackness toward black women. Well, you idiot, anti-blackness would also apply to themselves. And it's not because you're a black woman. It's because of the qualities of your character, which are in lack. Yeah, when these bitches start talking dumb shit, I invite them to have a debate online because I know none of them will take that up. They'll just sit in the shadows. They fat asses at home on their phones, sitting in that old dirty ass leather couch with Cheetos in between the crevices of the couch, listening to their babies cry in the background. Here's another fake profile. Probably a dude. Look at this bitch right here. So this, again, is one of these black chicks making every effort to look like a white woman. She has this long, stringy hair, just like a white woman, except she's not white. She's black, barely, right? She writes, they are being killed in Colombia, chased out of Brazil. She admitted, as others have, that these women are seeking money, passports, or are rejected by their own men. Stop it. There's not a place on planet Earth where women are rejected by their own men. That is completely untrue. And this idiot didn't even listen properly to the goddamn audio. In the audio, she didn't say that they were rejected by their own men. She said that the Vietnamese culture, the older folks, would assume that a younger Vietnamese woman who's with a foreigner could not get a Vietnamese man. That's what they say. Probably not what they believe. That's what they say. This is called stigma. They're stigmatizing this behavior such that they can prevent it. Okay? Sometimes people stigmatize things to prevent it. They don't stigmatize it because it's a representation of reality. There's not a place on earth where a woman can't get a man. It's nonsense. Well, maybe the fat black woman in America. But anyways, she writes, but most would rather be with their own men / they love themselves and want to reproduce themselves. Well, that's ironic. How often, this is how you see the delusion of the female. You got a black female who's talking about loving herself while putting on a white woman's hair and pretending as though we're dumb enough to think it grows out of her head. Come on now, this is nonsense. She writes, no clues yet. P.S. I don't respond to goofy keyboard warriors. Now, this is comical in as much as, you dumb bitch, you're a keyboard warrior. Why are you here? This is not even about women. And you just show up to spew negativity and vitriol. You see, this is often what I try to teach, is that a woman should be the coolness of your eyes. And you have this female here doing what is typical of these ghetto gaggers, these filthy black chicks who are just sources of anger and negativity. It's a representation of their low existence. Their quality of life is bad. You hear me? The EBT card just ran out of money. They're mad. She writes, I don't respond to goofy keyboard warriors who specialize in ad hominem filled retorts. Happy sex touring. So here this broad is, and she writes happy sex touring. So this is just negativity. She literally showed up to say negative, hateful things. This lets you know the kind of person she is and the kind of life that she leads. She is unhappy. Shout out to Supreme King Coon writes, stellar commentary with that woman. I appreciate it. This is comedy. Carrying on. Slim writes, not me, but I think most men have given up on modern American women and don't care if someone is going to use them for something. Okay, so this gentleman probably should try to write in proper English. It'll be easier for all of us to understand. But I understand what he's trying to get across. And he's actually correct in as much as, well, if you go abroad and you end up in Ukraine or Philippines or Morocco and you meet a beautiful woman who might want to use you for your money, that might not necessarily make her any different from an American woman who's not as attractive, not as feminine, who also wants to use you for your money. You dig? And the beauty is that if you actually stay in that country, your money goes farther. So you would have actually changed socioeconomic classes if you would stay in that country. And so one of my chief pieces of advice to a passport bro is stay in that country. Now, if you're a guy who's wealthy, irrespective of which country you're in, because most of the passport bros are guys who are middle class to lower class, right? So they're in between middle class and lower class economically in the United States. So if they were to stay in the Philippines or stay in fill in the blank country, then they would be a part of the middle to upper class in that country. That would be smart on their part. Then they bring the girl back to America. She get around ballers and she realized, like, hold on. Yeah, I was impressed that you owned your own car because that's not common in my country. A lot of men drive motorbikes because it's cheaper. So now that I'm here in America, when I got in your Honda, it was really cool. I was like privileged for the first month. And then I looked around and is that a Bentley? I heard about that on TV, and then she starts seeing real boss stuff. And then like your whole game is going to start to falter. And that's one of the challenges. Another thing, if you're a passport bro, but you're in the upper class, then you go abroad, you meet a chick in a poorer country, you bring her back. Well, you still in the upper class, right? And so you're going to doubly benefit from that arrangement because you got the girl who's attractive, who's more feminine, and you're still a baller. Now, the only thing you have to be worried about now is the fact that these dumb American broads are going to try to negatively influence her. I promise you that. And it's the most wicked women who try to do this influencing. They talk too goddamn much. They're not happy people. Happy people are content. They don't need to bother anyone. They don't need to interrupt anyone's flow. They have their own flow. They have their own things going on. Unhappy people, oh, they got so much to say. And that's why this dumb broad is in the comments making these proclamations. So, here's the next guy. He writes, one person was killed in Colombia. No one was chased out of Brazil. So here's the funny thing. You should be asking yourself, all right, you dumb black bitch, why is it that you even know this? I didn't know any of this stuff. And I've been to Colombia several times, 3 times just this year. I've been to all these countries more times than these hoes, more times than these passport bros. And I don't even know this stuff. And frankly, I don't even care about this stuff. But the question is, why are you a black woman just researching what black men are doing? And these are not men that have anything to do with you. This is true is psychopathy a word? Let me check it out. This bitch so fucking crazy. I got to find a word for this hoe. Psychopathy. Psychopathy. Yeah, that is a word. Psychopathy. Yeah, this bitch is displaying true psychopathy. God damn it. Got me mad. I got to look up a word to describe this kind of fucking Looney Tune stupidity. Huh? Dumb bitch. Carrying on. So this black woman writes, I think you should go if you have the money, which I doubt. Oh, that was dirty. Shout out to her. She writes, others, Austin Holloran, was chased out of Brazil as well as others and stern warning from police. I was like, shorty, why are you concerned with like YouTubers who vlog about their sexual tourism? Like, what do you care? You are hurt, my dear. And what I want to let all of you men know, the difference between me and these other nuts who are on here, these rascals are on here to collect $1 and to vent, like give out their emotions. Frankly, I generally don't have any emotions, number one. And number two, I have something different. Like, I don't want to talk and babble. I want people to take action to rearrange this society, to reorder it such that it is ordered in the proper way. This kind of female that we're observing, she has to be shut down. Yeah, you don't debate with this kind of woman. You can never find a common ground. She showed up out of hatred and out of trauma and pain, and she's here to spread her trauma and spread her pain such that she can traumatize you and give you pain. She's on a tit for tat situation. Someone hurt her. Normal, like, I kid you not, I have a number of women who work for me. You know what they say all the time? All the time, the women who work for me, they say, Marquett, normal women don't watch YouTube. Why would a normal woman be on YouTube? What is there to watch? Only reason I go on to YouTube is to find a recipe. They go on to YouTube to find a recipe. That's it. They're not on YouTube watching Manosphere. They're not on YouTube trying to debate people. A normal woman goes on YouTube to find a good recipe. That's it. Done. What's next? They have something called a life. They want to go to the mall and shop. They got to go to work. They got to clean up the house. They got to go to the grocery store. They're not sitting on YouTube listening to things that are actually irrelevant to them. It's the mentally ill ones trying to figure out, why doesn't he like me? Why won't men stay with me? Why do they have sex and leave? She's trying to understand what's causing her current circumstance. But here's what she's doing. She's trying to understand based on that which is outside of her. She will never look into the mirror and say, oh, maybe men won't date me because I'm flaky, I'm unpleasant, I'm pessimistic. Maybe men won't stay with me because the sexual experience was not good, because I'm hard to satisfy, because I have excessive expectations, because I'm a pervert. I grew up in the pornography generation. Maybe men don't want to stay with me because I make sex a burden to them. No, they have to look out and make a study of men because they understand men so little, and that usually results from them having been raised by exclusively a woman. They understand men so little because they've not had any significant dealings with men, so they must study you. You see, because men are straightforward, easy to understand, simple. There's nothing to study on a man. Keep his belly full and take care of that pipe, baby. That's about it. Serve. That's about it. Anyways, look at this bitch right here. This dumb bitch didn't reply to herself. This nut asshole right here. Check this out. This holding right. Austin Halloran was chased out of Brazil. Now, what the hell does that mean, chased out of Brazil? Now, it's one thing if you get arrested and you're extradited, you're kicked out. But how is it possible to be chased out of a country? What the hell do you even mean by that? That's strange. And then she writes, as well as others getting stern warning from police. Like, you're lying. You're actually lying. And you're pushing an agenda here. You clearly want the black man. You want him to stay there and have to deal with your raggedy ass. Then she writes many. And by the way, if I ever see anyone writing in all caps, I just assume you're a fucking idiot. Okay? Just in general. In case you were wondering, you're a fucking idiot if you're writing entirely in all caps. Many have died in Cartagena. Many? You dumb bitch. Many have not died. That's called an exaggeration. Then she puts in a link. This is amazing. Good Lord. Now, this woman is out of control. She's putting links here. Oh, and then she comes back with another link about a single situation. Great. And are men being scammed and bamboozled in Colombia? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? You better believe it. That's factual. Is it occurring at the rate that she's saying? Hell nah. Is Colombia a place where, you know, it's ruled by drug cartels and, you know, there's a significant underworld? For sure. Much of Latin America is the same way. Difference in America is that our underworld is the government. You dig? Our criminals are in the government. Their criminals are outside of the government. Shout out to None of the Above 101. He writes, what is your abstract definition of middle class in the U.S. for a non-married / family man? Well, you don't have to get my definition. We can easily find what the data says. So let's take a quick look-see. So what is middle class in America? And mind you, this will vary by where you actually live. Let's see if this AI is actually any good. This Google AI here. The Pew Research Center defines the middle class as households that earn between 2/3 and double the median U.S. household income. Okay. In 2021, the median income was $70,784. This means that the American households earning as little as $47,000 and up to $141,000 are middle class. It's quite a large gap, but it makes sense because states like Mississippi, cost of living is very low. States like California, cost of living is very high. So on the low side, if you live in a poorer state like Mississippi, $47,000 for your household. That means the whole house. That's middle class. You live in California, $141,000 in your house. That's middle class. So that's how that's defined. Thank you for that question, Saint. And of course, with being middle class, there are a certain number of values that are supposed to come with that. I think that has been changing in recent years. Carrying on. So here we go. Forex Brian writes, one person made the news in Brazil, ma'am. Ain't nobody chased out other men. I agree. That's all y'all know how to do is spread propaganda. You know what? This gentleman is correct. She is trying to spread propaganda, information to influence. He writes, your legs. He says, all you know how to do is spread propaganda, your legs, and project self-hate onto others. When the fool can't argue, they stoop to insults. You know, I got to say, I like that little zinger he hit her with. You dig? Skipping around writes, all true. Most people like dating their own, but love is love. If it works, it works. I never say love is love. That's a very thoughtful thing. It has no meaning. Salima, the agent, is this broad writing from her real estate agent account? Like, she don't have any goddamn decency. She writes from her business account. Okay. She writes, have you ever heard a Jewish person say love is love? No. Okay, so let's see what your point is. Do you see this woman in this post saying that? Have you heard any other race of people saying that? Or are they concerned with themselves first? Wow. Are defeated. And anytime you encounter a female that uses the N-word, she is a piece of trash. If you're a female who uses the N-word, you are human trash. You're a vulgar piece of trash. It is not upon the female to be gruff, vulgar, and abrasive. This is just one of the masculine traits that the black female displays. Very unattractive. So I asked this dumb hoe, would you like to come on YouTube live and discuss? And of course, this stupid bitch, nah, I'm good. Yeah, of course you're good, you dumb bitch, because you're just here to keep up fucking ruckus. That's all you're here to do is to try to stab these men in the heart and walk back into the shadows. That's all you're here to do, you dumb bitch. Give me a second. The computer's delayed. Okay, here we go. So then you got the other black chick. She writes, they tolerate your BS to get what they want and to set up and to step up in life. You're damn sure. You're damn correct. But that is historically how relationships have worked. You see, let's not get all, fairy tale like. The problem is that the West has created a fairy tale for the man and the woman. The fairy tale for the woman is the wedding day. The fairy tale for the man is that, there's love. Real men don't seek love. Real men seek a woman who is respectful and respectable and is going to convey that. She's going to give you respect. She's going to treat you like you are a part of her family. Yes, just as much as her mother and her father. And there should be utility. A man always has to have a skill, a value that he's delivering. Something about him has to be able to convey value. And it is based on that they stick together. The idea that it's just, we're in love. That's stupid. That's why so many marriages are breaking, because they're based on love. Ooh, Lord, look at her. Lord Jesus. Oh, I am plotting and scheming. There's this one turbo thick woman that walks by at least 2 times a day. And I am about to catch her slipping. You heard me? I already created a plot, scheme. Now, here's the point. When she say tolerate your BS, that's life, dear. That's what relationships are. She does some things you don't quite love, but you work with it. You do some things she doesn't quite love, but you work with it. And what I mean by that is, you tell her something that makes perfect sense, and she's like, I don't understand. I disagree. Yeah, you're like, okay, it's fine. You get most of the things, and you're mostly pretty well behaved. It's fine. Carrying on. You do some things that she doesn't like, right? Maybe you walked in the house, took off your shoes, sat on the bed. She's like, oh, you're wearing your outside clothes. Don't sit on the bed. Those clothes. I'm sorry. And it's not right. It's not clean. But, women are very, some women, clean women, and shout out to you if you're with a clean woman, they don't like this thing. This is going to send them over the edge. You dig? They're just going to mess up their whole day. And, they tolerate you doing thoughtless things that men do sometimes. That is the nature of human relationships. So when she talks about tolerating BS, well, yeah, that's what a woman needs to do. She needs to put up with some BS, and men are going to have to put up with some BS. That's called life, dear. She writes, they tolerate your BS to get what they want and step up in life. Well, yeah, absolutely. They're trying to step up. But does that make them any different from a woman in Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, or anywhere else? No, that's typical. But I tell you what will differentiate the big homie from all these little rascals out here is that these rascals are often saying, a guy, we'll date down. We'll date a McDonald's employee. No, not the big homie. I would slay her. Oh, believe that. Oh, this thick ass bitch at Taco Bell. Back shot, back shot, back shot, back shot. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Back shot, back shot, back shot. You want that mild salsa or you want the picante? Back shot, back shot, back shot, back shot. You want me to drop you off for your late shift at Taco Bell? Bitch, give me a burrito supreme when you get in there. I'm gonna wait outside. You got 10 minutes, bitch. Clock in. Make me a burrito supreme. And don't skimp me on the motherfucking sour cream. That's cool, man. But I ain't gonna stay with a bitch like that because she's a dumb dingbat broad. You heard me? And that's why you goofy fucks out here, both male and female, you're overly concerned with the aesthetic of the woman. If you're an intelligent man, you cannot stand these dumb bitches. Do you know how often I have to fuck around and try to dodge these beautiful women? You heard me? After I done back shot, back shot, back shot. Like I got to find a way to kick these hoes out. I got to get clever and shit. Sometimes I damn near want to pull the fire alarm in my own fucking house. So we got to leave, pull the fire alarm. Oh shit, bitch, it's a fire. We got to go, bitch. I'm just trying to find a way out because as soon as as soon as that happened, you're looking at this bitch for what she really is, which is valueless. Valueless. As soon as you got that vagina, that's an exchange of value. Now she has no value. You looking at her like, you still alive? She didn't put it on you good. You fall asleep. Wake up. Damn, you still here? You hate everything about the bitch. You're like, damn, you breathing out here and shit? God damn, you still blinking your eyes? Fuck. Man, quit looking at me like you hate everything about it because she's not worth anything. And you dumb, you guys really mess up the dating economy, if you will. You get these hoes value because they're attractive and really they have no value. And that's why they so damn perplexed when they deal with me. And after I back shot them, you hear me? I'm trying to get them out the back door and they perplexed like, Goofy Manosphere Guy 3 or Pickup Artist 7 and Red Pill 8. These want to take pictures with me and shit because I'm pretty. Yeah, the big homie gives zero fucks about you being pretty, bitch. I didn't have pretty hoes my whole life. You heard me? I'm more concerned about you getting the fuck up out my face because you slowing up my day. I got to get to my office. I got to run these corporations. I got to take a couple meetings. You dig? I got to hire a few people and I might have to fire a few people, starting with you. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here, man. These hoes ain't worth shit and half of them are crazy anyways. The more beautiful the bitch is, in all likelihood, the more of a fucking nut she is, man. It's hard to deal with these hoes. I'm sorry, I just have to vent. Y'all ain't got these problems. You dig? You think you want women. You might not, man. I got too many of them. They problems. And they won't leave either, man. These hoes be coming back like a boomerang. Toss a bitch out, she come right back. It's ugly out here. Anyways, carrying on. So back to this broad. What's she talking about? This broad says, we don't care to tolerate the corny shit. Now, here's the thing. Only black women, and then the dumb ones who follow after her. You got some dumb Latinas, you got some dumb white girls who want to be black girls, are concerned with corniness. What is corny? Corny is the opposite of cool. Only a dumb black bitch is concerned about who's cool. And the reason that they're concerned with who's cool is because in black culture, being cool became a currency in the absence of real currency. In recent history among the blacks, once Jim Crow ended and you had significant poverty among freed blacks, then being cool was a currency that a black man could have. And if you weren't cool, you ain't shit. You can't sing, dance, or rap, or do nothing. Damn. And you broke. So being cool started to matter a lot. And so these dumb bitches like, oh, he's corny. But he has the bag, you dumb bitch. You're looking at the currency of coolness when your ass needs to look at the real currency. And that's why a dumb black bitch is more concerned with who has a higher amount of Instagram followers and who has a higher amount in their bank account, you dig? And I noticed this myself. For example, when I was running a tech company, with offices around the planet Earth, you dig? Different time zones, different languages, different markets, doing big deals with governments. You meet a dumb black bitch, like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, I'm a tech CEO. How about you? She's like, oh, I do nails. That's what's up. She ain't even impressed that you said you're a tech CEO. You got an office in Korea, office in Puerto Rico. You open an office in China. You got employees in Ukraine. You got offices throughout America. None of that shit registered to this dumb bitch. None of it. But let you be a YouTuber. You meet the bitch. What do? Now I do a lot of things, but I know what's going to resonate with this dumb hoe. I'm a YouTuber. You're on YouTube? Oh, now the bitch is excited. What in the fucking idiocy is going on? Now, here's the thing. I could be an unsuccessful YouTuber. I could be a successful YouTuber. She doesn't know. Doesn't matter. It's so much more interesting than being a tech CEO because you have clout, right? This is the world we live in, man. Come on now. I got to question this stuff. Thank you to those who have supported the work. I mean, goddamn, I might have to stop doing YouTube. I'm tripping out here. I'm about to go buy a couple $1,000s in cameras. People ain't supporting. What the hell am I doing? I need to stick to tech. I'm about to do some soul searching tonight. I gotta do some soul searching. Either that or I got to start a prank show or get a bunch of dumb bitches around me. I'll figure it out. Peace of the saints.